Fine, Jesse's got himself. Oh, shit, I hit go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I am your host, the Ranting Monkey. He's Jack. Say hello, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
Jack, how you doing today, man?
I'm fine. How are you?
Let's call me fine and move along. Actually, I'm tired as shit because I haven't slept worth the fuck. The one time I got into bed and I was hoping I was getting to sleep, I laid there and, as I told you earlier, for about 2.5 hours, guys, I just replayed the movie Deadpool in my head. Why Deadpool? I don't know. I have watched that recently, Jack, but I've watched other things since then, and I didn't play those in my head. And it was rather annoying. I got to be honest. I liked that movie, but I didn't want to see it. I wanted to sleep.
You know what? That's quitter talk.
That is quitter talk. God bless, man. The things the human brain does to the human body is just not nice. Like when you get a song stuck in your head. I've never had a whole fucking movie stuck in my head, though.
Yeah, I don't think I have either. I've had like scenes from movies kind of stuck in my head before.
See, I've never even had that. So maybe I'm just becoming more human. Before we move along, it is Jesse's birthday, and Jesse, this one goes out to you, and a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Jesse. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Hope you have a good one. I really, really do. So, we got some stuff to talk about tonight that it might seem like we're talking about drama. We're going to talk about the IDubbbz thing. And to me, this isn't drama. There's some around it that is just kind of sad with the Moist Critical stuff. But before we get to that, Jack, we have what should be much bigger news.
Should be.
60,000 pounds of explosive ammonia nitrate missing from a train in California.
Whoops.
You think that would make a splash on a headline somewhere?
By anybody that was around in the 90s for the Oklahoma City bombing.
You know what? I get that. But even if you didn't, just the fact that there's 60,000 pounds of explosives missing should make people go, you know what I mean?
Right? Like, it's explosives.
Oh, Chris, happy anniversary to you and your wife.
Oh, happy anniversary, awesome. Man.
17 years. I feel like after 15 years, men should get a medal each year.
Yeah, it's the she didn't murder me medal.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not that we put up with her, it's that she has not stabbed us in our sleep yet medal. All right, 60,000 pounds of ammonium nitrate used as a fertilizer, but also in explosives, are missing from a rail shipment that was due to arrive in California from Wyoming. Bay Area public radio station KQED reported Tuesday a rail car loaded with 30 tons of the chemical left Cheyenne on April 12th. The car was found to be empty when it arrived 2 weeks later at a rail stop in the Mojave Desert. The company Dyno Noble made the report May 10th to the Federal National Response Center, or NCR. The report also appeared last week in an NCR database of California incidences managed by the State Office of Emergency. Now, why does one say 60,000 pounds? Oh, because that's tons. That's why. Dyno Noble says it believes the material, transported in pellet form, fell from the car on the way to the rail siding called Saltdale, about 30 miles from a town of Mojave in eastern Kern County. Now, Jack, they think it fell off the train 30 miles back.
Yeah, and did nobody go check?
It seems to me 30 miles ain't even that far.
No, you could get one of those, what are they called? Pickup trucks and drive out that way.
Just go look and see if it's there.
Yeah, because the rail car was empty. They didn't say container truck or container car, rail car.
Yeah.
What? How did that happen?
I probably skipped it in the stuff that I skipped over there, but this is the same kind of car that you see them ship coal in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I suppose if it had a hole in it, and it was
But
angled just right, it could have leaked out the whole way.
well, it shouldn't have been able to leak all of it. I wouldn't think. I mean, there would be a trail or something. 60,000, really, really? Does anybody believe that?
Yeah, and this ammonium nitrate is what was used to blow up the Arthur Murrah building there in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
Uh, it is dangerous stuff. And after the Oklahoma City bombing, we had a whole lot of new federal regulations regarding it because it used to be a little what's the word? Willy-nilly about the rules with it.
Yeah. It was fairly easy to get a hold of. Oh, hi, Stargazer.
Hey, nuts, how you doing, sweetheart?
Yeah, they made it sound like it was in a flatbed car and not one of the easier to empty ones. So I don't know, but I
No,
would think it would be easier to find some trace of this if they thought it only fell out 30 miles back.
well, it says it was in a covered hopper. A covered
Oh,
hopper
okay.
car.
Covered
Those are the
hopper.
ones that kind of look like a V.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
But
this should not have been able to just all leak out.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I find this explanation very ludicrous and
Well, you know what I find wrong with the explanation there? They don't say like we found a hole in the car or anything.
mhm.
Because hey, there was some rust and a hole rusted out. All right, I guess. We think it's 30 miles back, and we just have no fucking way of. You could send a drone out there and look.
Yeah, get a helicopter, you lazy shits. But what bothers me about this is that okay, during that 2-week journey, were there any unplanned stops?
Yeah.
Were there any banditos on horseback looking to steal this? Or did it just fall into the back of a pickup truck driven by some Russians and Chinamen? Like, what is going on here?
I'm very curious about that timing too. And I don't know enough about the rail system, I guess, but 2 weeks to go from Wyoming to California?
Yeah, I thought that was a little suspicious too.
It had to have stopped somewhere and been like overnight for a while.
When I first heard about this, they did say that there was some kind of unscheduled stop. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But this should be a much bigger story because this was used in Oklahoma. And remember that giant mushroom cloud in Beirut a couple years ago?
Oh, yeah.
That's what this was. It blew up in a warehouse in Beirut, Lebanon, back in
Lion,
I think it's 2020. It says it in the article.
Lion says, you mean you could buy this stuff like one could buy dynamite back in the day? You used to be able to, yeah, because it was just used for farming.
Yeah.
It's a fertilizer. It just also happens to be highly explosive, and that's what they did in Oklahoma City. Bought a shit ton of fertilizer and boom, killed a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't.
it seems like this should be a bigger story.
Yeah, I mean, somebody loses that much explosive material. That seems like something you'd want to find. Even if it just leaked on the railway, they want to at least account for it. But they're like, yeah, it's probably 30 miles back. Yeah. But I haven't seen any updates to this. Nobody seems to be covering this. I had a hell of a time finding this article, even on Breitbart.
You also make it yourself every day in your urine. It really? My pee is explosive. Obviously, you've seen my wiener.
Condense down or whatever.
I suppose.
Sure. It is just poop. It's ammonium nitrate, but
It'd take a long time to distill it, I would imagine.
yeah, I mean, there's probably a process, but fuck's sake.
Wait, does this mean it's healthy to pee in your garden?
Probably not.
Probably not. There's other stuff in there like ammonia.
This dude I used to know. Yeah, every time he had to pee, he's like, I'm going out back to pee. There's a tree I'm trying to kill.
Nice. Did it ever work?
I don't think so, but that he did it for like months.
You can kill smaller plants by peeing on them. I don't want to tell you how I know this. It might have involved a neighbor I didn't like.
Well, these things happen.
Yeah, I was a kid. It's okay.
You got a super chat.
Thank you, Snubber, who says there's sulfur in your fart, so why not? Indeed, indeed.
Thank you, Pumpkin Trucker. That rail car is glowing. White supremacist bombing in 5432. Oh,
Right?
hey, I have a visitor at the door. Yeah, pretty much, dude.
Yeah, if you're on the internet anytime in the next couple of months and somebody's like, hey, you want to blow up a building with me? You're going to prison. Just don't do it.
Yep. Turn them in because that Fed needs ratted out.
Yep. Did you see? Somebody mentioned earlier about the January 6th pipe bombers. Did you see when Congress accidentally kind of told us that the FBI was all involved in January 6th?
Yep.
They came out and they're like, look, we can't show these videos because there's confidential informants and agents in the crowd. Like, I'm sorry, what?
Too fucking bad.
I thought those didn't exist.
Yeah.
And Ray was up there not long ago, and he's like, no, I can't answer whether there were or not. And the congressman is asking me, like, you told us a year ago that there weren't, and now you're saying you can't answer that?
Well, there's no consequence for lying.
No, none at all. He's not going to get in any trouble because this time he's not lying. He's just saying, I can't answer that. And answer is not a lie. I mean, he could answer, so that part of it's a lie, but you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
He's not telling an outright lie other than, and that's what the congressman asked me, like, wait, you should be able to say no. The congressman said this to him. You should be able to just say no. And he goes, don't read into my my non-answer here as anything. Like, well, it's a pretty simple question. The only reason to say I can't answer that is because it's a yes. If it's a no, you would be like, no, because you guys have been telling everybody that there was no FBI involved. Now, YouTube, before you get mad, I'm not saying that they caused any violence or anything. I'm just saying they were there. Because they were, and we know it. They've actually admitted it slowly over the years.
Yep.
They haven't admitted the agents yet until this most recent thing from Congress, but they had admitted, a couple months ago, Jack, that, yeah, absolutely, they had CIs in there.
Yeah, oh yeah. Other than Enrique.
Yeah. Oh, what a government we have.
Yeah. I, for one, love the ruling party.
Me too.
Yeah, sorry to derail the IDubbbz thing. I just thought that 60,000 pounds of explosive poop might be kind of a big story that nobody's really talking about that we should cover.
YouTube decided Monkey's best at 144 again. Well, that's one of the reasons we don't do any special stuff on our show, Jack. We couldn't.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Well, they like us blurry, like Bigfoot.
If the feds are someplace violent, violence is sure to follow. No, the feds are the nicest people ever.
Yeah, I don't know how you could possibly think that. How's that Gretchen Whitmer thing going anyway?
Right, yeah. None of those FBI agents that helped plan that are in jail.
Yeah. Man, it's like a slow motion Bolshevik revolution, isn't it?
Well, we all know they would never do anything horrible. Never.
No, they're good boys. Didn't do nothing.
I can't with these people anymore. Do I want to talk about those idiots yet?
I don't know.
Well, you know what? Since I was just describing it, let's watch FBI Director Ray, shall we?
Sure.
Now, look, guys, the video is going to be crap because I'm on my more crappy of the internets, but that's okay because what's important is what is said.
Does the FBI have confidential human sources? Did the FBI have confidential human sources embedded within the January 6th protesters on January 6th of 2021?
Congressman, as I'm sure you can appreciate.
It was 2020, wasn't it? Or it was 2021, right?
Yeah, it's 2021.
What year are we in now?
2023.
What day is this?
Of the 19th of May, soon to be the
No,
20th.
no, not date. What day?
Oh, what day? It's a Friday.
Is it Friday?
Yeah, soon
Holy
to be. Well,
crap.
this is the Saturday show, so yeah.
I have to be very careful
Technically, it's the Friday and Saturday show.
Yeah, good point.
about what I can say about when
Even
we are.
now, because that's what you
May I-
told us
may I
2 years
finish?
ago.
May I finish?
Oh, I'm sorry. I said a year ago. 2 years ago, they sat up there and told Congress there was nobody in there. We didn't have any. They could answer it then. Odd they can't now.
About when we do and do not, and where we have and have not used confidential human sources. But to the extent that there's a suggestion, for example, that the FBI's confidential human sources or FBI employees in some way instigated or orchestrated January 6th, that's categorically false.
The next question is very important. A2P, thank you so much. Q OnlyFans damaged by MC Jarbo playing in the background. Jack, have you seen this?
No, I
This
heard
next-
about it, but I didn't see the video.
This next question is very. Listen to the question.
Look at that
Way
smug fucking
instigated
asshole.
or orchestrated
Oh, he's a douche, man.
January 6th, that's categorically false.
Did you have confidential human sources dressed as Trump supporters inside the Capitol on January the 6th prior to the doors being open?
I hadn't even heard this thought that they had confidential human sources inside the Capitol before the Capitol was breached, dressed as Trump supporters.
Well, I mean, that won't surprise me at all. But yeah, I hadn't heard that either.
Never heard that one before.
Can we play that again just to
Sure.
emphasize that?
But to the extent that there's a suggestion, for example, that the FBI's confidential human sources or FBI employees in some way instigated or orchestrated January 6th, that's categorically false.
Did you have confidential human sources dressed as Trump supporters inside the Capitol on January the 6th prior to the doors being open?
Again, I had to be very careful.
It
in
should
what
be
I
a
can
no.
That should
Can
be
you
a no.
not tell the American people, no, we did not have confidential human sources dressed as Trump supporters positioned inside the Capitol on
Gentleman's
January
time
the
has
6th?
expired.
You should not read anything into my decision
Ms.
not to share information.
Director Ray,
Confidential human
gentleman's time has expired.
Now, typically, when a person's time is expired and the witness is answering, they let him finish answering. He cut him off.
Of course he did. He doesn't want that coming out because the FBI basically is a propaganda enforcement arm of the DNC. They don't want him accidentally exposing some truth that these assholes want hidden.
And when we hear that they can't release footage because it will expose their people, what would be the easiest way to expose them, Jack?
Not
If
have
they-
them there.
If they were inside the Capitol before the breach and there's video of it,
That suggests that there's video of it. Yes.
right? Because it's amazing that those kind of things came out right near each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, can't answer that question. I can't answer that. You can't tell me whether or not you guys had plants before the door was breached. Who does that hurt? Who are you putting at risk by answering that question, yes or no? Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Nobody.
Yeah. Well,
Except for the FBI and yourself if you perjure yourself in front of Congress here.
well, they don't seem to even care about that because he perjured himself previously by not mentioning this stuff and answering, no, we didn't have anybody like that. What?
Eagle Right themselves. Those are the only ones who can get. Surprising that the J6 committee didn't look into this. Not well, Pyrus. What you may have noticed there is that Benny Thomas or Thompson or whatever the hell his name is, he was the chairman there who cut off Ray from answering the question.
Yeah.
He was also the chairman of the J6 committee.
So many of these people should fucking be in jail.
He probably already knows the answer to this.
Oh, I have no doubt he knows the answer to this.
Yep.
And I have no doubt that he wants more incidents like that. So the FBI
No.
could frame more people.
All right. Was there anything else we wanted to go over before? There's so much I do want to go over because we missed a whole day, but I want to get to this IDubbbz thing because it's important to me as a YouTube creator, Oh, dude. We got to watch this one. We have to.
Okay.
I'm so glad you retweeted it because I didn't retweet it when I saw it, and it makes it very easy to find.
That's what you keep me around for.
We have another instance of a book in a school where it's okay for children to read it, but it's not okay for adults to hear.
And this guy is a fucking legend for doing this. This is a pastor.
Nuts, thank you for dropping our links. Guys, we are brought to you by you. Hit the like button. Please share with your friends. And if you would, consider donating to Jack or myself. You know where the links are. They're in their usual places. Thanks to the usual wonderful people like Miss Nuts.
Exactly.
All right. Let's, bam. Here we go.
Here, it's called It's Perfectly Normal. I'll read some of this for you. It says, after a bit, a person's becomes moist and slippery, and the clitoris becomes hard. After a bit, a person's becomes erect, stiff, and larger. Sometimes a bit of clear fluid that may contain a few sperm comes out of the tip of the penis and makes it wet.
Can we, sir, I'm sorry.
Was it something I said?
I fucking laughed so hard when I saw that.
Right? There's a significantly longer version of this clip.
Sure.
Where he actually holds the book up prior to this and shows pictures from the book. And it's like all drawings of naked people, various ages and abilities.
Well, we saw that one the other day where that story about that teacher who's in trouble and she's holding up a book in the picture and it's not the actual book.
Yeah.
The actual book that she's giving kids is teaching them all about blowjobs and rim jobs.
Yep.
Sorry, blowies is what they called them.
Blowies and bumming.
Blowies and bumming.
If you don't want to hear it in a school board meeting, why should children be able to check it out of the school system? We have perverts that are perverting our kids. And you all sit back smug in your chairs, but you don't want me to read it. Why? Does it bother you? Yes or no? You can't answer that question. You want to know why? Because politically speaking, you can't say that it's wrong. And you don't want me to read the filth because it exposes the truth. How dare you tell me to stop reading it? If you don't want to hear it, why should the children have to see it?
Pastor, your time is up. Thank you.
Pastor, please stop talking. Please. You're making us look bad.
You're making us look like pedophiles. You guys aren't pedos. I'm sorry. Anybody that's pushing this sick shit on kids is probably a pedo.
I don't even go to church anymore, but if I did, I'd want to go to. He's a good pastor, man. He's got a good voice there.
He's fiery. I like him.
He reminds me of the pastor I grew up with, man. He was a white guy, but he got so fiery and shit. His face looked like a tomato by the time he was done preaching.
Yeah, his blood pressure's like 1,000.
Beating the pulpit, and yeah, he was loud, man. Fiery guy. But this is something that I don't know how these people can't comprehend. I can't read it to you, but you want kids to read it. What the fuck is wrong with you? Frosty Glass, thank you. I so want this guy's audiobook of 50 Shades. The tampon scene would be awesome. All right. So, props to him. And again, all of these people who keep telling you this shit isn't happening, they're just trying to burn books. No, it's okay to keep certain material away from children.
Yeah.
Anyway. That man can project his voice as crystal clear. Oh, yeah. He's obviously not brand new at pastoring. And I love that he shut him down because most of these times that we've seen it, the school board wins. Whoever it is, usually, honestly, women, they get up there and they start to read it and they get bullied. Like, no, you can't read that stuff. Like, you let kids read this. What the fuck are you talking about? Seriously.
Yeah. Oh, and he baited them right into shutting him up too, because he showed pages from the book and all this other stuff, and they walked right into it. And they got a wonderful clip here for everybody to see.
And unfortunately, probably nothing will change.
No, of course not. There's not enough pushback yet for this stuff to change.
Well, people keep getting lied to.
Yeah.
The same people who are told Jazz Jennings is a wonderful person are told we don't do operations on minors, even though Jazz had theirs when they were minor.
Yeah.
They're lied to, and they never double check because, well, the news told me. Yeah, the news lies to you constantly.
Well, let's face it, most people are either lazy or stupid.
What state is that in? I don't know what state that was in. I know I saw it, but I don't remember.
I don't remember. I'll look it up.
Sorry, Ebony. Anyhow, all right, Jack. Anything else you were fiery about tonight before we get into the rest of this?
Anything else can wait. I just really wanted to point out that 60,000 pounds of ammonium nitrate is missing, and nobody seems all that interested in it. That was my big one for the night.
Sorry, answering a. See, this is why I don't check my DMs during shows.
Yeah, if it's for me, I'm not here.
No. Actually, the only reason I check it during a show is to see if you sent me something over there. I know you normally do it in, our DMs or on the side chat there, but occasionally it's happened before.
Yeah. There's times when it's necessary.
Yeah. So, my bad. That was me doing a bad monkey. No. I just kind of want to move along, and if we have time, we'll come back to this other shit. Because I want to talk about the IDubbbz video and what all's going on with it, and just it in general, because it annoyed the shit out of me, Jack. Now, Keldrick, thank you. I appreciate the pastor just streamrolled past the attempts to shut him up until he was good and ready to stop. Yes. And unfortunately, and I don't mean to play this card, but I think most of the time, the reason that they're willing to do that and that it works is because it is women.
Yeah.
You need a fiery man like that. Like, what, bitch? Which is basically what he said.
Well, it doesn't hurt that he's black too, so they feel like some sort of lazy liberal white privilege bullshit.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
they're like, oh, we can't yell at him, he's black. And then he's like, ha, fuck you.
Well, see, they tried. That's the great part of that clip, is he tried to overtalk him. You're like, what? And I fucking loved it. Speaking of perverts in school, a vice principal in Maryland has been busted, possibly grooming a student. Link in your Twitter. Thank you, Pumpkin Trucker. I'll check it out. We've had, we saw a story the other day where, like, within a week, 5 female teachers have been busted for banging their kids. There was a story you linked on Twitter earlier where a female teacher had sex. That's how they like to say it. Raped a 13-year-old boy and got pregnant by him.
Mm-hmm.
And originally, with the plea deal she made, she wasn't even going to go to jail. But now, what is it, Jack? 30 days? 90 days.
I believe it's 90 days plus probation.
Yeah. She's getting a little slap on the hand. All she did was bang a 13-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, look, she's a teacher. She's out there doing the teaching stuff. How dare you? How dare you punish this poor woman? She just had a baby, monkey. She just had a baby.
Oh, real quick. Thank you, Dangerous, who points out in the video, he says Asheville School District in North Carolina for that pastor.
Yeah.
But yeah, she just had a baby. How dare you? She only raped a 13-year-old. Seriously, what are y'all finding attractive about 13-year-olds? I don't get it.
It's just want to touch the kids. Oh, I got a couple of things here. Thank you, Bob Bomb. Sorry. Help! They're taking me to some food factory. Yeah, that won't surprise me. But yeah, be careful out there, Bob Bomb. You never know what they're gonna do with you. And thank you, RJ Bansman. Got a track meet for the Special Olympics in the morning. I got promoted to the state championships. So here's a joke. What do you call a line of men waiting for a haircut? A barbecue.
Nice.
That's pretty good. Thanks, dude. You guys are awesome.
Yes, Eagle, I'm drinking soda, which I shouldn't be. I'm way down on the amount that I've been drinking, so I'm still going to be proud of myself. On your screen is IDubbbz, Ian, for those of you not familiar with him. And
Okay.
yes, he looks like this on purpose.
This is not either white trash Ethan Hawke or the meth dealer at a trailer park.
He looks
Okay,
like he's
I had to look just to be sure.
he looks like he's about to beat a figure skater in the knee.
He looks like he's about to steal some groceries from an old lady.
Right. I don't know what's with his current. If you listen to his wife, he has trailer park vibes when it comes to his aesthetic. That she literally said this to him on a podcast when somebody asked her about it.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, he's got that trailer park look, which she's not wrong. He looks like he's about to steal a kid.
I drive a minivan. I gotta hurry up though, because I got a perm later tonight.
Look, man, if that's what you want to put out into the world, put that out in the world. But you look like shit. Shave that fucking I'm gonna steal your kid and touch it mustache, and stop greasing your hair. Good God.
Maury's about to tell me he's the father.
Oh, fuck. All right. So IDubbbz used to make fun, interesting content. And then he got in trouble for it, Jack. He used to make a series called Content Cop, which he made several of them. He made one about Rice Gum. He made one about Tana Mojo, one about Keemstar, probably his biggest of them. One about Leafy, where he made fun of the fact that Leafy doesn't have a chin.
That's true.
Yeah, it's true. But he made these. He's got a lot of other stuff too. Like he used to make fun of different GoFundMes. He does these weird unboxings. Thank you, Frank. Looks like he owns a rotted out 80s El Camino.
Was he anywhere near the Mojave Desert recently?
He might have been.
I mean, just saying.
All right. So he's here to apologize for his old content, Jack, to tell us how fucked up he used to be.
Oh,
I know, right? Guys, I am on my crappier internet, so it's not going to be good video. The audio should still be fine. So if he kind of freezes on your screen and it looks like he's coming at you, remember it's just a TV screen or something like that. All right, ready?
For a while, I felt like if I changed my content over time, that people would see that as a reflection of who I am and what I value. But I'm starting to realize that is a very weak and passive way to, run my channel and live my life. So I think it's, if I'm going to have the balls to go to Tana's fan meetup and say slurs at her and then make a video about how it's okay to say slurs, I think I should have the balls to make an apology video and take accountability for the mistakes I've made.
Oh, is he the guy that said say the N-word?
Yep. Say the N-word. That's him. Which all came about because she decided to take a swing at him and be like, you shouldn't be saying these words. By the way, there's video of her saying that word several times. But so he goes there and she tells this ridiculous story about how he basically manhandled her. She had to get away and guards had to help her when all he did was put his hand around her for the photo. And when she walked away, he let her go. If you think that you were childish in that, that's fine. I have no problem with that. But a lot of the context of what he was doing back then is completely thrown away in this video, and we'll talk about it as we go on. But that one in particular, it's not like he just found some young girl and was like, I'm gonna go fuck with this chick. It happened for a reason. He was firing back at her for being a hypocritical twat.
But you don't understand how wrong that is, Monkey, because she's a strong, independent woman, and he may have damaged her fragile ego and set women's lib back several decades. He's a bad person.
Frosted says, never apologize. You'll never get forgiveness. Well, that's not true. That's not true. And we'll talk about that as we go on. Because I have a few theories on why he's doing this, Jack. Some are money related, some are poontang related.
Of course.
Yeah.
So that's what this video is. I've realized that I need to be crystal clear about what I believe, so there's no room for ambiguity. I am responsible for creating a lot of hurtful and damaging content on this channel. And I've also created a culture of apathy and, I don't know, a lot of like cruelty as well. Like, you know, some of the videos I've made have been very not edgy. I don't think they you know, some of these videos were edgy. I think they were just outright cruel.
I don't care. Oh, that's the apathy talk.
Look, I guess you could say some of them were cruel, but I don't think it was always undeserved cruelty. Like, the whole reason he kept making fun of Leafy for not having a chin in that content cop is because Leafy was known for finding random underage people and just ripping on them.
Yeah, well, Leafy was an asshole.
Yeah.
So is IDubbbz. Like this seems very disingenuous to me. Like, oh, I built my success off being a dickhead, and now that I've got a lot of money, fuck you people.
Yeah, I think this is partially closing the door behind you as you go up, because he got famous doing that.
Oh yeah,
it very much, you know, Phil DeFranco, fucking acting like I did when I was younger is just so trash. Like, oh, it was fine for you to get there. You're not throwing everything away you made off of that. You're not disavowing all of it and going to work at Burger King. You know, like we saw with Jimmy Kimmel. Oh, he's fine with girls on trampolines until, you know, now, like, oh, you know, that's kind of horrible content. So you're stepping down? Because that's what got you to where you are.
I'm sure he's still cashing residual checks too.
Absolutely he is. He's not donating that shit to charity. He'd have to cry about that on camera if he did.
Oh God.
Anyhow.
So I don't want people to, you know, get it confused about, you know, where I stand. I have made some cruel, hurtful content, and I need to acknowledge that. And I'm really sorry that it's taken me this long to acknowledge it.
What's missing here is that a lot of that was funny. It was humor. It was done to be humorous.
Oh, we're not allowed to have humor anymore, Monkey. Didn't you hear?
Certainly not mean humor. Hell, no.
No, anything that hurts somebody's feelings. There was an Australian that just got in trouble for this, for being offensive and causing trauma.
Yeah.
So maybe he's worried about going to Aussie jail.
No, he's making new friends.
Oh.
He's getting in a lot tighter with people like Ethan Klein and Hassan Abi. Hassan Piker.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a struggle session too. This is a public, hey, go out there and debase yourself kind of thing.
Well, it will improve his social credit score a little bit.
So it's a grift, says Faithless. I see there's another part of it. I don't know that it's a grift. It's very possible that he's also just been, what's that P word? Pussy whipped. That's it.
Oh, yeah. Well, they have hypnotic juices in their cooter. I learned that from a guy named Sandman.
Yeah, it smells like butter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you get a whiff of buttery cooter, don't stick your willy in there because the juices seep in your pee hole and they mind control you.
And sleep with a condom on, because they can hump you in your sleep and get it in there.
Yeah, they'll steal
what a
your,
weird
your
video.
fluids.
What a weird video that was.
Dude, I wish I had a copy of that video, because that's I would listen to that randomly when I felt sad about something,
Oh yeah.
and it would make me laugh.
There's about 15 different videos that you need for some of the context of my opinions on what's going on here, which we don't have time, or do I have the inclination to watch on stream.
Mostly the second one.
But yeah, just go look up all the stuff that's happened with IDubbbz in the last couple of years. It largely, two things happened in his life that has changed him to be this way. There was the big demonetization, where several of his videos, the content cops, got taken down. And then a few years later, his girlfriend decides, now wife, that she's going to start an OnlyFans. And Ian here, who used to make fun of e-girls and e-thoughts like that, he's like, I'm all on board.
Sex positive.
And people called him a simp and just started making fun of him over it. And so he makes like this 15-minute video telling everybody that he's not upset about it while whining about them being mean to him for about 15 minutes.
Grow up, dude. You're letting your look. If your girlfriend decides she wants to do OnlyFans, she's about 3 steps away from becoming a prostitute. If she was doing that shit when you met her, maybe, but if she just wants to go flash her cooter around a bunch of randoms for money, seriously, she's gonna start fucking other dudes behind your back for money.
Fugi says, I'd say his girl and Sam Hyde were 2 pivotal points in his career. Sam Hyde, not as much. The Sam Hyde thing, I mean, Sam's not a lot different in the satirical parody world that Ian used to be a part of.
What's the Sam Hyde thing?
Sam Hyde and him have had a a back and forth. He was doing Ian decided to, IDubbbz here, the guy on your screen, he was going to do a documentary on Sam Hyde and who Sam Hyde is.
He's going to expose the ghost of Kiev?
Yes.
What?
But no. What's up, Scribbles?
Hey, Scrib.
Sam Hyde decided to take that moment to have some fun. So Ian's coming out to visit Sam, and Sam rents out this building. It was an old dentist's office. He purposefully crowds it so it's like there's barely any room to move around and stuff. He hires this chick to shave her head and pretend to be his abused girlfriend, his emotionally abused drug addict girlfriend.
That's hilarious.
And they present all of this to him as though it's real. And there's a lot more to it. And it went so bad for IDubbbz that it took him almost 2 years to make a documentary on it. And he only did so after Sam Hyde comes out with his part of it going, we fucked with this guy. I don't know why he's not putting this shit out. And he showed all the video.
Wow. Way to turn the tables.
Yeah. It was funny as hell. It really was. And Ian got got a little butt hurt about that too. And Sam and Anissa being his girlfriend, IDubbbz's girlfriend. He doesn't really like Anissa, Sam, and so that has been a point of contention. But yeah, I think it's funny as fuck. But apparently, I'm just a juvenile racist child, according to Mr. IDubbbz here.
Well, he's an idiot. Hi, Dixie. Thank you, Keldrick. I want a platform that's exclusively about the boyfriends and husbands of OnlyFans girls. We could call it Only Cucks. And we can mock them for their shameful beta-ness. And then it's just, instead of pictures of them naked, it's just them crying.
Crying, yeah. Anyhow, let's there's a lot to this video. I don't know how much of this we're even going to watch. I know there's a part I want to get to. And if we don't get there, I'll just tell you, and you guys can watch it on your own.
The content I'm talking about specifically are content cop videos and videos where I was just generally criticizing people for very lackluster reasons.
You criticized Leafy for making fun of children. Same thing with Rice Gum. You went after Keemstar for being a hypocrite who has done some very questionable things throughout his career. You might have been mean in all of them, but it's not like you just randomly picked somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not just picking on people that don't have something worth criticizing. It's just you selected a target for something you didn't like, and you went after them. That's how reactions are done.
I really recommend Jack watch both IDubbbz and Sam's version of the documentary. I think it adds some insight into his personality now. I think you see his personality now in those videos, or what he's trying to become, trying to clean up his act.
And, obviously didn't have any accountability online whatsoever on my end.
Oh, there's a
I was
key
more-
word for me: accountability. There wasn't any accountability. Shut up.
I had no accountability online. You were trying to entertain your audience, and if you didn't do it, they wouldn't have come back.
Yeah, you went up in subscribers, so obviously people liked what you were doing. And if some people thought it was mean, they're not going to watch. Duh.
I didn't have any accountability when I was being mean to those mean people.
What I really needed was a strong, independent woman to put me in my place
Right?
and tell me what a bad boy I am and how my white privilege got in my way. I couldn't see past it. Shut up. This guy's simp. He's not. I don't like the word simp, but he sounds like he's simping.
Oh, dude. So much of this is related to that woman.
Oh,
It really is.
He sounds very pussy whipped.
Well, watch how much as he talks, his eyes are down.
Yeah, well, I don't know how he lures people. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get the appeal of this guy. He just sounds like a whiny bitch.
Poorly grandstanding and acting as if I am any better than any of these people that I was making content cop videos on. And I'm not.
That never came across that he was better than them. In fact, he insults himself throughout the videos.
Yeah, somebody told him that, well, by doing this, you're acting like you're better than them.
You're mildly grandstanding. No. Pointing out somebody is horrible doesn't necessarily mean you're better than them. You can be better than them in some regards.
The phrasing in this really does sound like a struggle session. Like,
right?
Like I have to apologize for my sins for my new friends and my special lady. Ugh. This is distasteful. You know what? I don't need friends that bad that I have to apologize for a bunch of dumb shit I did years ago.
Well, that's one of the things that keeps coming up. He's grown. He's grown up. He was 28 when he made those videos.
Yeah, it's
28.
Shit. I did stuff last week I'm never going to apologize for, and it was stupid. Get over it, dude. Come on. You're 28 when you did this stuff. Grow up, you baby. Grow some balls.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to apologize for anything I say about this simpy bitch on the screen. And some of it's probably going to be mean. Because you deserve it, shithead. Oh, see, I just called him a shithead.
Look, Monkey, he's king of the trailer park. Look at that sweet mullet.
I'm a human. I'm a real human who makes mistakes. And I make a different set of mistakes than the people I was making videos on. But it doesn't matter. I don't think anyone deserves that level of cruelty or hate.
Nobody deserves that level of cruelty or hate. Nobody, Jack. Nobody.
Is he reading from a script? Because this sounds like a hostage video. Nobody deserves the level of hate that the beautiful people of North Korea have been receiving from the capitalist pig dogs.
What about Kim Jong-un? Would he deserve that level of hate? Nobody deserves that level of hate.
Nobody. Not even Hitler, apparently.
Nobody. It was too cruel to point out a guy who bullied children online. Yeah, and I don't use the bully name very often, but Leafy actually made videos about retarded kids. Actually retarded kids, and made fun of them.
That was his stones out of this glass house, but was it werewolf poetry?
No. This was. Have you never seen those videos from Leafy? Oh my
No,
god!
I fucking hated Leafy. He was annoying.
And he ruined the word literally.
Yeah. He was one of the most obnoxious people I've ever seen on the internet. He just got under my skin. He was everything irritating about online.
You made fun of a guy who made fun of retarded kids. That was his content. He sought that out to make content on it. He would do a 15 to 20-minute video laughing at a kid because their eyes were too far apart. And that would be the whole fucking video. But he didn't deserve the meanness of you making fun of him.
All souls are beautiful, Monkey. They have the spark of divinity. Just like MS-13, Nancy Pelosi taught me that.
Leafy used to make some bad videos. Most of Leafy's videos were bad. Most of Leafy's videos shouldn't have been more than a minute long because all he did was repeat himself in the whole fucking thing.
Well, I think he was stoned a lot.
I think he just hit on the thing that a lot of creators at that time did. Anyway, there we go.
It's also indoctrinated a lot of people. And
Oh, is he the gateway drug to the far right now?
Indoctrinated. It indoctrinated people, Jack.
He's putting a lot of buzzwords in something that's not like a hostage video. Seriously.
People saw you make fun of Leafy, and that indoctrinated them?
Is he coming out as Tokyo Rose? Because I have questions.
That face he's making on screen right now, that's how I felt watching this whole thing.
He looks like he's about to poop.
Yep, exactly. Like it's
I hate
stuck,
that,
but you need to.
the little hand motions too. Like, come
Oh
on.
God,
man.
yeah.
Is he looking at his captors off to the side of the camera?
He was told not to.
Does he hold up today's newspaper in this?
cruelty or hate. It's also indoctrinated a lot of people into thinking that this is an okay way to behave, and it's not.
People watching videos thought that made it okay to bully bullies or to call out hypocrites. That's a good thing, shithead.
No, you're not allowed to do that. That's bullying, Monkey. Bullying bullies is bullying.
Do you know what the word indoctrinate means? It doesn't mean you watch something one time
and you hit the like button. You fucking indoctrinated.
You shared
drones.
it. That's indoctrination.
Oh, sharing is hate.
The buzzwords in this fucking thing, man.
I'm telling you, it's somebody else wrote this for him and it was like, "You were beat now."
I mentioned to you before this that it sounds like a struggle session. I told you that about the Charlie video, which hopefully we'll have a little time to talk about at the end. But yeah, this just comes across like you better go out there and apologize for all the stuff you did, or we're gonna be mean to you. You're not gonna be allowed in the party anymore. Hail Satan.
Yeah, this really does sound like something somebody else wrote for him that he has to read.
And
like they told him at least what keywords to use.
And when you look at the kind of people he's been sucking up to, it makes a lot more sense.
That's tragic. Look, I really don't know who this guy is. I have vague knowledge of him from working with you.
I used to enjoy his content. I really did. The content cop videos are funny as hell. Anyhow, let's get back to whatever the fuck he's supposed to be now. To our indoctrinating friend. Hopefully we're not indoctrinating people by showing him this video.
Oh, what if we're indoctrinating people against his indoctrination attempts to cover for his previous indoctrination? We could be doing a whole circle of indoctrination here. We're re-indoctrinating them from what he's trying to now deprogram them of.
Insoctrination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super irresponsible and shitty.
It's irresponsible to tell jokes, Jack.
Is it?
Apparently.
These rules are stupid.
I don't get why he's apologizing. Oh, well, Colorful Glass. In order to get in with the kind of people him and his girlfriend want to be friends with now, you have to disavow any bad shit you do. You're only allowed to do bad shit from a leftist perspective. That's just true.
Yeah. And
This
if you
IDubbbz
make
video
fun of
brought to you
wrong
by the Church of
person-
Scientology.
Yeah, you can't make
you
fun
can't
of
be
the wrong
mean.
person. You can't say certain things. You can't make fun of the disabled or anything. You know, nothing fun. Nothing
Oh, you can't.
actually fun.
You can, as long as they're on the right. Like, you can say you hope somebody throws something into the spokes of Greg Abbott's wheels so that he falls on the ground.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
People have done that. Yeah.
You can still do that. You can go out and brag that you're untouchable because you've said the N-word on stream. That's another thing Ethan did. Have you ever
That's true.
seen that clip?
Oh yeah, I have that one saved.
He says, you can't touch me. I said the N-word on stream. What are you going to do to me? I'm untouchable. That is his fucking shield that he dropped N-bombs.
Yeah, and he combined it with the slur for gay people.
Oh, no, in this particular clip, he's just bragging about how he's untouchable because he said that specific word.
Yeah, but when he said it, he was combining it with the slur for
Yeah.
gay people.
Which, by the way, that comes from IDubbbz.
Oh.
That stream where he says the NF thing over and over again, that was a kind of a catchphrase that IDubbbz used to say.
I was unaware of that.
Yes. The guy he's talking to in that clip is IDubbbz.
Huh.
I'm very insecure about my ability to create interesting content or like entertain.
That's because you have a ugly woman talking in your ear telling you that what you used to do isn't funny, even though it objectively was.
While she shows her cooch to a bunch of strangers on OnlyFans?
Yep.
Oh, well, there you are.
Yeah. His woman is so dumb, she actually made me root for Vegan Gains once.
Oh my God. Wow.
True story. Anyhow, sorry. This isn't about her yet. This is about him.
It's gotten better over the years, but it's something that I have struggled with constantly. And it's one of the reasons why I, kept making this hurtful content. I ended up pivoting it into other things because I felt bad about it. Like
I stopped that at the wrong part. I just wanted to discuss that for a second. I'm not sure about my ability as a creator. So I made stuff and people liked it, so I kept doing it. Yeah.
But why were you unsure about it? Because it obviously was working.
It was working. It was it was stuff people wanted to see.
He even said the keyword of struggle there.
Struggle.
Whoopsie. Real quick. Thank you, John Fetterman's neck lump. That's what I was giggling at. I know this guy, at least Summer State Fair, the carnival ring toss. My kid won a Def Leppard mirror from him. He's a top-notch carny. Kind of smelled like fried butter and Drecker. Yeah. He looks like he listens to Dawkins on the weekends. And yeah, he probably does smell vaguely of cabbage.
He looks like he should have a jean jacket on.
He does. But thank you, John Fetterman's neck lump.
Tyson, thank you. By the way, I think IDubbbz stole NF from Michael Ian Black, who said CNF. Oh, he might have. And Alan, thank you so much for the donation with no message. Appreciate it, my friend.
Hey, Alan.
I wasn't giving him credit as being the one who invented it. It's just it was a catchphrase of his, and that's why Ethan was saying it on that one stream. It's because IDubbbz was there.
Other things because
wait for this.
I felt bad about it, like innately. But
he felt bad about it innately.
I don't. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just a dick at this point because his phrasing on some of this stuff just doesn't. It sounds like somebody writes on Twitter.
Yes.
He obviously is trying to formulate his thoughts, or he's reading from a script that somebody else wrote.
Not a place to use that word. Yeah, he's not the best speaker.
But it's
Yeah,
still something that
Go
Shio
ahead, I'm
makes
sorry.
a good point. He says, "In Nate, who is Nate, and why are you in him?"
It's this guy that his girlfriend met on OnlyFans.
Yeah, he's a very rich man. He's my sugar daddy now. You can watch, but do it in the closet and stay quiet.
felt bad about it, like innately. But it's still something that I struggle with. And I don't want you to interpret that as an excuse, but I hope that that is relatable to other creators who maybe struggle with the same thing.
I don't even know what that means. So he says, I question myself about my ability as a creator, but I made this and people liked it, and I felt innately bad about it. But I hope that's something you can understand, and it's a lesson to other creators. Dude, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, that one made no sense.
You're just saying words.
Maybe somebody dropped a cue card or something.
They mixed them up.
Yeah,
There was a mix up.
real quick. Thank you, Alan, for the donation with no message. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Spud Gun, coming through with that feminist London $12. I went on a date this evening. I said, "Are you a vampire?" "No," she said with a puzzled look on her face. I said, "So you can see your reflection and you still come out looking like that?" Oh fuck! I'm gonna have to remember that. That's
Thanks.
fucking wonderful.
Thanks,
All right. I wonder if Ian here's a vampire. God damn. Get a haircut and fucking wash it. Jesus.
Yeah, it looks unwashed.
Well, yeah, it does. He put something in it like Afro Sheen. I don't know.
Is it poop? I don't know. It looks like he tried to tease it in the front there, like some 80s style, but I don't know if he was going for a feathered look or what, but it looks like he just hasn't washed it and it's all greasy. Seriously, he looks like trailer park trash.
It looks like his parents are cousins.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this is like inbred Ethan Hawke.
I'm not confident in my ability to entertain. And I think if I had to rely on my personality to entertain people, that I wouldn't have any amount of success.
All right. Your personality is what came through in those videos. Whether it was a personality you faked or whatever, that's what people responded to. There are tons of people out there who just go on the internet, and we saw this a lot with the anti-SJW stuff, where people would try to respond and build an audience, and all they did was say mean shit, and it was boring as fuck.
Yeah.
There were tons of them. You were entertaining. That's why people kept coming back. I'm so happy, Jack, that I'm not saddled with this shit. I have a very healthy respect for my ability to entertain.
Yeah, well, your wife isn't out there forcing you to do dumb shit like this, and you're not trying to get in good with a bunch of losers.
No.
I don't understand people that do this. Like, you could be embarrassed about stuff you did in the past, but having these weird struggle sessions about it and making this long ass video, what are you really gaining about that? People are just gonna make fun of you because you look stupid and weak.
Here's the thing: most people are on his side.
Why?
We'll go ahead and talk about Moist Critical real quick. Moist Critical comes out with this video. He says, "Look, if you want to grow and change as a content creator and not say that kind of horrible shit, that's cool.
Yeah.
People took that as Moist Critical saying that you should go out there and drop N-bombs all the time, which is not even close to anything he had said.
That doesn't sound like that. No.
His of the big videos out there about this, his is probably the one that most criticizes Ian here. And the criticism is basically you shouldn't be beating yourself up like this. He goes on, and I don't know if we've already seen him say this because he says it a couple of times, but he takes full responsibility for his audience. He's like, dude, that they're not your responsibility.
Yeah, you can't control your audience. I don't understand where that mentality comes from.
Well, thanks to the likes of people like Mr. Hassan Piker, there was a whole brigade against Charlie, Moist Critical, for daring to say that stuff. So Charlie comes out with a video where he does show that he was not backing up, saying the N-bomb and stuff. But then for like the next 10 minutes of it, it's struggle session like this.
I don't understand that. That guy doesn't sound like he did anything wrong.
He didn't do anything wrong in his video. But neither did. Okay, if IDubbbz wants to come out here and goes, I shouldn't have been thrown around slurs like that. Fine.
Yeah.
But at the time, Jack, and I don't know if he mentions it in the video, he often said it's either you either are allowed to say everything or nothing's okay. You're talking about slurs, right?
Yeah.
And that's the truth. There should not be a hierarchy of slurs. Like, no, it's okay. I had an argument with this fucking idiot on Twitter today. It's like, no, you see, the N-word was used to oppress. Like, what do you think the other slurs came up for, you fucking retard?
Yeah. That's the purpose of a slur, is to demean and dehumanize people.
You think they called my ancestors mixed because they just wanted to point out that we were Irish? It was a slur to try to keep Irish people down. Literally, all of them come from that.
Yep. Even the word you're allowed to say about Whitey.
And look, if you want to take that, it's okay to say everything or nothing and go on the nothing side, fine. But at least be consistent in whichever way you go. Either everything's okay or nothing is. Frankly, I think everything should be okay because we should not be that afraid of fucking words. But it was used to oppress people. Yeah, we're not there anymore. And all you're doing is giving that word so much power that it can literally ruin people's lives. That's ridiculous.
Real quick, thank you, Nate Lee. Help, Thumb Dick won't take no for an answer. At least Ned Beatty only had to squeal. This little shit wants me to say the N-word.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Watch your cornhole, buddy.
Be careful.
And that is really hard to come to terms with. I was being very bigoted in a lot of my videos, and I justified it because, I didn't think it was too serious. And I thought that people were going to see that I had good intentions.
Coward.
Only you can tell me if you were actually being bigoted. But simply using a couple of words is not being bigoted at all.
How are you supposed to have a conversation about sensitive topics if you can't bring them up?
Well, what he's getting at here is the Ethan Klein NF thing. I was bigoted. Were you bigoted? When you put your arm around Tana Mojo and said, say N-word, were you trying to oppress the white woman next to you?
Or were you doing it for shock value to get your name out there?
Yeah, to get a click.
To make her look silly and get the video.
It wasn't because you were like, screw those black people. It's because it was a shocking word. Remember earlier he said, I didn't find myself all that edgy. You were being edgy.
Yeah, he knew he was being edgy. He's just lying about it now.
And there's a difference from shock value and that and that I was bigoted. Were you? Anyway.
But that's so silly, Casual racism is
so
still racism.
Silly. Racism is silly, Jack. It's just silly.
It's just silly.
It's so silly. It's giving me a clue.
A raging clue. It's silly, like that Birmingham bombing. Jesus Christ, dude.
Casual bigotry is still bigotry. And, I said a lot of things.
If it's bigotry, just using the words doesn't make it bigotry.
Exactly. But again, this sounds like somebody else said you have to address your casual bigotry. So he wrote that phrase down, and now he's using it.
Sorry, I was drinking. I should have been ready to hit the button when you were done talking. We need a producer.
Things that I look back at and I cringe now, and I'm like, that is an awful thing to say.
And that's,
It
you know
doesn't-
what? That's fair, but it doesn't make it bigoted.
Yeah.
That is two different things. It is one thing to go, man, that is, I can't believe I used to say that like that. Because it just makes me sound stupid or whatever. Not because it actually made you a bigot. He even said at the beginning of this part, I thought people would get my intentions. Which tells us that his intention wasn't bigotry. Ding, 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 ding. If this was a fair, he'd be giving me a Bon Jovi toothpick right now.
Right?
matter what my intentions are. Like if I'm hurting people, I'm hurting people.
No,
And,
no,
you know,
no.
who the fuck?
Fuck right off. It didn't matter what didn't matter what my intentions were. If I'm hurting people, I'm hurting people. Bullshit.
Offense is taken, not given.
And you can literally be offended at anything.
Oh yeah.
Anything.
We saw that fat chick being offended by the fact that airline aisles weren't wider to accommodate her specialness.
A woman who is purposely that fat because she is a plus-sized model who dances and jiggles on TikTok for money.
Ugh. Gross.
Have you seen those?
Nope. Don't want
Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah, there. I saw one, and I was like, damn it.
Nope. I want to be able to eat again.
Hey, Mickey.
Hey, Mickey.
Maybe I should watch more of them so I don't eat. Help keep my blood sugar down.
You're going to have to do the Clockwork Orange thing where you hold your eyes open and they'd show like interspersed powdered donuts, that fat bitch jiggling, like ranch dressing pouring down and it superimposes.
No, never the ranch. You can make it anything else. You can make a Miracle Whip. How about that? I really like Miracle Whip. And sandwiches are really bad for me. So, all right.
Fuck knows what my intentions are. Like
wait.
And you know, who the fuck knows what my intentions are? Like
you maybe.
Who the fuck knows what my intent? You should know what your fucking intentions were.
I would think so.
Who the fuck knows what my intentions were? How do you even say that out loud? But man, when you are sucking up to the little commies over there on the Twitch spaces, which is where he's leaning into, Jack, this is the kind of stupid shit you have to say.
Jesus.
Sarcasm and like jokiness and jokey tone only goes so far, especially over the internet. Even in real life, that's like an impossible thing to know with 100% certainty.
What?
But we're talking about what you did and your intentions. Even if the jokiness, the sarcasm, the parody didn't come off well, you know what your intention was. Even if it was just to mock some shit. How to find? Jack, you see what I'm getting at? Why this video irritated the shit out of me?
Yeah. Look, if he really wanted to just apologize for his old content, be like, look, I'm moving on from this. I thought it was edgy at the time. Now I think it's immature. I'm not going to do that sort of thing anymore. I hope you'll join me on this new journey. The end. You could do it in a short, for God's sake. This is just him rambling on with the struggle session shit because it really does sound like a struggle session.
Oh, Mickey's playing Ark. I haven't played that in forever. Are you going to get the new one when it comes out, Mickey? All right.
I've just always had this dumb philosophy that I'm not responsible for, you know, my audience. And
that's not a dumb philosophy.
Yeah, we're not responsible for our audience. You're all individuals that are capable of your own decision making because you're adults.
I give you my opinion, even for if there's underage people who are watching, which you shouldn't be. This is not for kids.
Yeah.
I am not responsible for them. I give them my opinion. We base it on fact. You guys get to make your own decisions about shit. How you behave is on you.
Yeah.
And I think it says a lot about us for a show that these days would definitely be considered edgy by people like Ian. We have one of the nicest chats on YouTube. I cannot tell you how many people DM me and like, dude, you have the nicest chat anywhere. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, they're super friendly.
Yeah. And what we've said horrific shit on this show.
Yeah, people joke around. We have fun. We're not trying to do anything serious or stupid. Just hey, this is what we found today, and this is what we want to talk about. There's no need for people to take responsibility for what others do. I don't understand that.
How they behave beyond what content I put out, and that's stupid.
Oh wait,
and
this is from another interview because he just went on that one. Let's call it excessively gay show. I forget the name of it, but Susan used to like to go on there, and he told this story about look he realized he had to change, Jack, because fans of his would come up to him in public and just start saying the most horrible shit. It was so bad he wouldn't even repeat it or give examples. Happened all the time. People would just wander up to him and, well, I can see that happening if people walked up to him and like dropped the NF thing because, like I said, it was kind of like he was known for it.
Yeah.
Who is it? Eddie Murphy talks about this. Was it in Raw or Delirious when he's talking about how people would come up to him and do buckwheat? Just be like, "Oh, Tay," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you get known for kind of a phrase like that, okay, that's not them coming up and repeating your catchphrase is not the same as them coming up and going, can we light a cross?
Right.
I realized I had to change when a girl touched me and told me to change. Yeah, you're not wrong about part of that.
She touched my special place and it made me feel funny.
He just comes out. If you know his old stuff and you've watched any of the stuff that has gone on between him and his woman and the OnlyFans thing and all the blow up, dude, you are such a bitch. You do not need to be controlled by your woman. Ask Lady Monkey how easy it is to control me. And we get along great.
She just bats her eyes and says, please.
All right, that does work a lot. I'm not going to lie. Tyshawn, thank you. Doesn't this show the lack of respect Ian has for his fans? He literally thinks his viewers are dumb to the point where they are impressionable. Not impressionable. Indoctrinated.
Yeah, and easily manipulated, apparently.
Because he said some words and made fun of some people who, if I'm being honest, deserved it. That means that, yeah, fuck this guy.
It's led to a lot of hate and a lot of bad outcomes.
That's nebulous.
Have you noticed throughout this, he's not given a single example of anything?
No, did one of his fans go murder somebody or something?
We're 4 minutes in to an edited video, and he has not played a single clip of anything or given a single example.
How long is this video? Because we may need to take 4 or 5 hours to cover this whole thing.
Like I said, I'm not sure we're going to go over the whole thing. There's one part I'm waiting for. And after we get past that, the rest will be gravy if we do it. All right. We're 45 minutes into a 4-minute. No. Be fair. We talked about other stuff at the beginning, didn't we? We're not 45 minutes just on this, are we?
I don't know. It's possible.
Fuck.
That probably won't even be a record for us.
This is why we can never be in trouble for, just stealing content.
Yeah, well, fair use definitely applies to how we do it.
If you're ever watching one of our videos so that you can catch somebody else's video, you're doing it wrong. Anyhow, back to look at him. Look at him looking down. This bugs me so much when I'm sorry, I don't mean to go off on another rant here, but this bugs me when we see people who are doing this kind of stuff. When you're, I just did it myself. I felt myself do it. When you're confident in what you're saying and what you're doing, you look up. ahead. You're not looking down at the ground like, mom said I'm in trouble.
Yeah, well, you never make eye contact with your captors. They may take that as a sign of aggression, and you get the butt of an AK in your face.
Fair enough.
So, hostage video, dude, I'm telling you. That's what struggle sessions always look like. This.
And I just want to make it clear that
There's
I am absolutely responsible for my audience. And, I guess if you want to...
I am absolutely responsible for my audience. One, that is ridiculously egotistical.
Yeah, that's pretty arrogant.
Very arrogant. But two, no, you're not. You're not telling your audience to go do stuff. If you're telling your audience to go do stuff and they do it, okay, that's on you. If you're making fun of somebody and then your audience goes and makes fun of that person, that's not your responsibility.
Yeah, I don't control what other people do. And I really don't care what other people do. I'm not telling them to go do stuff because I'm lazy.
You are a content creator that they watch. And see, this is one of the points that Charlie made, Moist Critical, in his first video. He's like, you're one, or maybe this was Harmful Opinions, because I did watch 2 videos about this. And I stopped watching Harmful because me and him were too closely. I'm like, I'll watch this later because I don't want to be influenced by all. Oh, it was Harmful. How many other things did they watch? You think you're the only person they watched on YouTube that day?
Yes.
But you're the one responsible for it. Gotcha.
They should only watch the content of one creator. Watch it all on repeat until you memorize all of it and hear the secret phrases in IDubbbz videos. You have to get the decoder ring too, and then you will obey his commands.
If I watch, say, 14 videos in a day, which one of those is responsible for how I act? Because I need to know.
Them.
I need. They can't. What if I'm like watching one person who's against me and one person who's for me?
Just because you're split doesn't mean they're not responsible for your behavior.
None of them is the correct answer, Beth. Absolutely.
Oh.
Again, unless they do a call to action, and then I would say there's some responsibility. You're still, as the viewer, responsible for how you act. Period. End of story.
Yeah.
But if they are doing a call to action kind of thing, okay, they have some responsibility there. Anyhow.
Look out for people who are red flags. It's definitely people who had my mentality that say, I'm not responsible for what my audience does. I know.
Do you see that, guys? I just got red flagged. This is part of what I have a problem with, because this is the closing the door behind you. He got up the ladder of success and then he yanked it right up. You're a fucking shitbag if you do what I did. And in this case, Jack, it's just not believing that you're responsible for your audience. It's not the being mean. It's not the swear words. It's just believing that your audience are individuals responsible for their own fucking behavior.
Well, I mean, you're assuming your audience is a bunch of automatons that will do your bidding. That's weird, man.
This Jesus Christ. It's a red flag if you don't believe you're responsible for your audience.
Ugh.
All right, I guess.
How long do you think before they change that phrase from red flag to red hat?
Oh, not too long.
I know that this apology isn't enough. I've clearly done a lot of damage. These videos have been out for a long time and have accumulated millions of views. I shouldn't be able to just make an apology video and walk away from it.
You shouldn't even need to make an apology video and be able to walk away from it if you want to.
Has he taken all those videos down?
Oh, wait. Oh, hang on.
Oh.
This is something that I should live the rest of my life with, and I expect to. I've profited off of this bigoted content for years, and I've made a successful career out of it. And
I'm throwing it all away because what I did was horrible. I'm giving every dollar I've ever made from this to charity, and I'm going to work at the carnival because obviously that's what I'm going for.
Yeah, did he like found a school for cripples and retards or something?
No,
Like Notch
wait.
Johnson.
He's got something for you there, Jack.
that's not right. I think that this is only a step in the right direction, and I know that a lot more needs to be done to even approach a life that I would think would be like acceptable. I am running ads on this video, and any revenue generated from this video, I'm going to match and donate to an organization that would have been particularly affected by the type of rhetoric that I've been spewing on this.
What? There's a Hurt Fifis Institute? The fuck is he talking about?
He's gonna match whatever revenue that video makes, so probably maybe $100, and give it to an organization. Remember, he was complaining that he'd been too mean.
Is he gonna give this money to his girlfriend's OnlyFans?
Probably. He's gonna be able to subscribe to her now. Oh, this is fucking retarded.
He even admits that he's profiting off this, and he didn't say he's taking the old stuff down.
No, well, wait, hang on. We are getting to that, I promise you.
Oh, okay.
And again, this isn't the end of what I'm doing. This is just the start. I don't feel like a lot of this content represents me as a person, at least not anymore. There was a time where it probably perfectly represented me because I was a nasty, apathetic, insecure person. Now,
You were probably more fun.
This is another one of those. While he never comes out and tells people not to make the kind of content he did, it's another one. I was a nasty, mean, apathetic person. So again, if you call out people and you're mean about it and have a little fun with it, you're a nasty, apathetic. It's a way to insult people who are doing that kind of content now.
Yeah.
Without having the balls, he mentioned balls earlier, without having the balls to do it. You know who does that kind of stuff? Your friend
Cowards?
Ethan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, learn from the best, I guess.
Your friend Ethan talked about blowing up a fucking building because of political differences.
Yep. Where children were, by the way.
Is he responsible for his audience?
Yes.
That's who
According to
you're
the
hanging
standard
out with
feature
these days, you fucking piece of shit. Sorry.
No, it's he seems to that's why this is so hypocritical. He hangs out with somebody that advocates for violence against certain groups of people.
Yep.
But oh, you said mean things. That's worse. Fuck off.
Yeah. Again, I cannot stress enough that the content cop thing, that was him going after people who are shitty people. It wasn't just a random thing. You know who does that kind of stuff?
Ethan?
Your friend Ethan. Your friend Hassan. By the way, there's a great stream where Hassan, IDubbbz, and IDubbbz' girlfriend's there. And you don't have to subscribe to her OnlyFans to see her nipples very well.
Oh my.
Yeah, she is wearing the thinnest of shirts, and it must have been cold as fuck in that house.
You think she banged that hairy dude?
Probably.
Ew.
now that I don't feel like it represents me and I want to distance myself from it and keep it from, indoctrinating more people, I'd like to unlist the videos so that people, can access them still for whatever, purposes they might want to do that for. But it's not being proliferated on the website.
There you go, Jack. He's not taking it down. He's just going to unlist it.
So anybody with the link can spread it all over Twitter.
Yep.
Okay, that's pointless then.
And that link, those links are all over out there.
Oh, I'm sure they're even more so now. He just Streisand affected it.
Johnny says, I won't accept his apology until he completes his top surgery. Fair enough.
I feel like that's the best solution, at least for the time being. And for anyone who liked those videos, I want this video to be an example and a lesson for you.
You sanctimonious twat.
Yeah. Oh, you liked those videos? You're a bad person.
You can like content, but you can also think that it's irresponsible and it's hurting other people.
I think it's irresponsible to suggest blowing up a political event. I think it's irresponsible to dox somebody because their name might be the one of a girl who faked a domestic violence incident on a stream.
Yeah, and then get the wrong person.
So just tap into that part of your brain that's saying like, oh, okay. It's like, it's probably not that important.
And I only bring that up because he's hanging out with those people now. And he's got the balls to come out here and do this sanctimonious crap.
Yeah.
This holier than thou, up on your high horse bullshit. Fuck off. I am so tired of creators who came up doing all kinds of horrible shit or are doing it now or are friends with people who are doing it now and telling us, oh, you shouldn't be like that. You shouldn't be like, oh my God.
Yeah, the covert narcissism here is just staggering. Like, oh, you're just a bad person, but I am precious and wonderful. And all the stuff I did before that was awful and everybody says was bad. Oh, that was in the past. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're a bad person if you do that. Not me. I apologized for it. So I'm a good person now. Ugh.
And no, Resolute Gem, he's not taking down his old stuff. He's keeping it just unlisted. Where he can still profit off of it.
Yeah. There'll still be commercials on it, I guarantee it.
It just won't proliferate. Yeah, fuck right off.
Yeah, because he knows it's going to get spread all over the place now and a bunch more people will click on it.
Oh, fuck yeah. He's going to have a revival of all of those videos because of this.
It stays online because truthfully, I've seen it. I've experienced the content, but it's done a lot of damage. We can just let it go. I'm sorry to everyone that I made content cop videos on. I still don't like the majority of you, and that's fine, but I can recognize that you did not deserve the hate and harassment that I sent your way.
It's been a while since I've seen the content cops, but I don't remember you telling people to go fuck with them.
Well, even if you told people that, they should have the rationality to say, hey, maybe that's mean or rude. I shouldn't do that.
And I hear you, but my point being, that's the only time I would blame him if it happened, is if he told people to do it.
Yeah, that's fair, but...
Thank you. Thank you, Frosted Glass. They'll still be up, just not innately.
Yeah.
Particularly want to apologize to Tana. Tana, I'm sorry. I should have never made that video. I harassed Tana.
Do you know whose idea it was to make the Tana video?
No.
It was his girlfriend.
Oh, well, that's not petty and totally girl-like.
You know whose idea it was to go do the say N-word thing?
His girlfriend's.
His girlfriend. And they admit this on a podcast.
They sound like bad people.
Yeah. That good influence in your life is the one who made you do the thing that you're personally apologizing for.
Maybe that's why he thinks the audience is just his, unthinking masses, because he did that for his girlfriend.
Yeah, maybe you should take a look at where your life's headed with this chick, homie.
Yeah, she doesn't sound like a very good person.
In person and then harassed her online. And that's...
Which, by the way, I want to reiterate, she started.
Oh, I have no doubt. Tana's kind of a C-word.
That doesn't mean that, two wrongs don't make a right or whatever, but I don't have problems with people fucking with each other online. And when he did, he went to her little meetup and did the say N-word thing. I don't believe, in real world consequences for online beef and stuff. But that was funny. It was a public event. He didn't show up at her house or anything.
Yeah.
You are being such a bitch here, dude. You are being such a little bitch. By the way, Abba and Preach's newest video about Hassan and Ethan, you guys should watch. Preach calling Ethan a bitch repeatedly is one of the funniest things I've seen online in a while.
Evil One sent me that clip, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta watch this," and then I haven't had a chance to watch it. Is it really that good?
Oh, it's funny as hell, man.
Oh, nice.
I don't want to ruin any of it. Near the end is my favorite part. You'll know it. You'll know it.
It's deplorable behavior.
No,
It's
it's
so
not.
stupid.
No, it's not.
I'm also
Stupid,
sorry
sure.
to all the black viewers and minority groups who had to put up with that video and put.
What?
The black viewers had to put up with that video.
They couldn't click off? What?
Everybody who watched that video knew what it was about because it had blown up so big. Nobody had to watch that. Nobody accidentally saw that. Any of your black viewers who watched it did so willingly, you piece of shit. You little clit
Now,
of a man.
does he think that black people are like, I can't figure out how to get away from this?
Yes.
Oh my god, that's
What-
kind of racist.
What you're doing here is more demeaning to black people than you saying that word while hugging Tana.
Put up with, you know, the phrases. I said either it's all okay or none of it's okay.
That's true.
And that's just so dangerous. And
That's a weird word to use.
Yeah, that's a very weird word to use.
Saying it's, and notice there is an and or there. You can choose the side of none of it's okay. But that idea is just dangerous. The fuck are you talking about?
Well, I mean, some ideas are dangerous, monkey.
stupid. I have made content that I'm proud of over the years. It hasn't been as consistent as maybe I'd like it to have been.
And it's
But,
not as very
You know,
good.
there was a lot of content that I think had a net positive on the world. And, you know, I'm going to strive to continue.
Cryptic says worse to me before breakfast. I don't know how much more of this I want to see. It's so bad, and there's like 10 minutes left of this shit.
Wow, he's kind of a bitch. Not gonna
He
lie.
really, you know, that's enough. I'll throw it into chat for the if you guys want to watch the rest of that stupid shit. Let's go over my problems with it, Jack. One, let's start with the audience. You are not responsible for your audience in the way this guy seems to think he is. And if you feel that way, just get away from the internet, because you're gonna screw up. You're gonna do something that somebody's gonna call you out for and be, hey, you shouldn't have said that. And if you're the kind of person like, oh my God, did I just set off a whole chain of events? No. Just get off the fucking internet. Just stop trying to entertain people, because you're gonna have a fuck up. You will. I'd rather watch the Abba and Preach video again. The Abba and Preach video is great. The other thing here is his bullshit, the holier than thou shit, man. It is just a more pussified way of saying people shouldn't do this. He tries to dress it up in like, well, I shouldn't have done this. But then he goes into his little things like, to my audience who used to like this stuff, you can recognize it was stupid and doesn't belong on the internet. Remembering that he's not taking this stuff off the internet. He says that. You can recognize that it's not, that you've seen it, that's not doing any good, and it should be taken off the internet. But he's not taking his stuff off the internet. But it's okay, guys, because he's going to give a couple $100 to somebody, to an organization of unknown origin.
Yeah, very vague posting. Like, he could just say he did it and be like, oh, I just didn't get a receipt. Yeah, it's going to his girlfriend's OnlyFans or something stupid like that. Like, this guy just bitched out, because not only is he like spending all this time apologizing for this stuff. He's leaving it up. So he obviously doesn't feel that bad about it. Like, oh yeah, I'm leaving it up for whatever you want to do with it. Like, what? That makes no sense.
That whole thing, that whole video is just so trash. And anybody out there, oh, what? You don't care that he's grown as a person? No, because I don't think he's grown as a person. I think this is a combination of him wanting to get in with the right crowd so that he can continue his career and have kind of a built-in audience. With a name like IDubbbz, you're gonna have a built-in audience. And if you have people like Ethan and Hassan sending people your way, it's going to do well for you. And the other part is, I think that like happens in both male and female relationships, Jack. This is a case of him being just dominated by his woman, just completely dominated by her. You don't have to be a bitch. You can have a backbone.
If he had a backbone, she wouldn't be doing OnlyFans.
If he had a backbone, he wouldn't be with somebody like her.
Yeah.
People like that, male and female, who end up with somebody they can dominate so well, they know how to pick them. They see something in you. They know your dad left home when you were not even born. So I think it's a combination of those things. Him trying to get into with the new crowd, and in doing so, like I said, pulling up that ladder. Because if you act like he did, you're a bad person. You're a bad person. No. One, I like humor, and when people say stupid shit and look like a carnival barker, and not even a carnival barker, you look like the guy who sweeps up, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Well, he makes it sound like he was doing like really vile stuff, like dressing up like a Klansman and going to an all-black church.
Yeah.
No, he did some stupid little videos and said some silly shit. Get over it. This wasn't even like what I've seen of this guy, which is very limited, to be fair. It seems like it would have been like kind of edgy in the 80s, but not even like Eddie Murphy Raw bad.
Well, if you take out him dropping the N-bomb and the F-bomb, it's not even all that edgy. It's funny. It's insulting. It's mean. It's mean-spirited. But mean-spirited is fine. I don't know how these people even get into this mindset. I am so responsible for everything.
But it's like battered wife syndrome.
It really is in a lot of ways. But there's his apology, or at least as much of it as we're going to watch tonight, because fuck. Then that moist critical thing, man, that really did piss me off, because the first part of his response video to his response, Moist Critical's response to Moist Critical's first video, I'm on board with it. He's just pointing out he didn't say what people were saying he said. That's fine.
Yeah.
Then the rest of it is a struggle session like this. Near the end, he even says, I didn't take into consideration that maybe some of his audience was young. And so in that case, yeah, maybe it is his fault. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You don't think, okay. Let's go back to, we're back in 2017, Jack, when the Tana Mojo thing happened, right?
Ooh.
IDubbbz video, I don't even remember how long it is. Let's say it's an hour long. It's an hour long. And a 12-year-old is sitting at a computer watching it.
Oh, no.
How many other videos do you think that kid watched that day? Do you
Probably
think
30.
IDubbbz?
Wasn't just IDubbbz. No kid sits there and just watches one video.
IDubbbz, he's not a regular uploader like he would, upload Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays or something like that. It was a random thing when he finally had a video done. So in the meantime, do you think those kids watched anything else?
Like PewDiePie.
Moist Critical didn't piss me off, just felt unnecessary and retarded. He was already pretty damn clear. My problem is that he makes it more unclear in the follow-up with things like I just talked about, like, well, some of the kids might have been young.
Yeah, please don't mob me.
What's wrong with random things? So many things random. So many. Everybody's talking about this in the last day, and I was gonna make a stream this morning because I was watching a whole bunch of other people, including, this is before I ever watched the Abba and Preach thing, a couple videos on Ethan and Hassan, where you see these fucking hypocritical pieces of shit, the ones that shame people into what we just saw, doing the very things that they bitch against. Like, how dare you do? I'm gonna do it.
How dare you copy me?
Somebody like Ethan, who came up being a piece of shit, has this transformation of his character, where now he's the good guy instead of, being edgy, where he actually said worse shit now than he ever did back then. He literally told people, this is what when we talk about telling your audience, he told, hey, somebody needs to go blow up a building, is what this fucker said. What did he say as an anti-SJW that was worse than that? Anybody? Anybody say or hear him say that the humongous lady should have had her house blown up or anything? Because I missed that video if he did. He's talking about murdering a ton of people because he disagrees with their political views. That's fine. But he once called a lady fat, and I shouldn't do that. And with Hassan, I mean, one of Hassan's biggest things is him saying that America deserved 9/11. Don't forget that shit.
Yeah, well, Hassan's always been a piece of garbage.
Critical such a damn fence sitter. He constantly tries to put up a facade of being some deadpan stoic, but he's just another piece of crap coward like every single YouTube show. I like Moist in most things. I mean, he talks about almost more drama than I do, Jack.
That's impressive.
And there's a lot of times where he doesn't give an opinion. He's just laughing at what's happening. I don't consider that fence sitting unless, there's something meaningful to take a side on. Sometimes the drama on the internet is just drama on the internet. Speaking of which, did you see Brian Krasenstein responded to me again?
No. What'd that card say this time?
Oh, Jack, we actually got to look at this one. If there's anything else you want to say about IDubbbz, by all means, please do so.
No, like I said, I don't really know the guy's content, but he sounds like a real bitch.
He kind of is a bitch. So he didn't used to be. That's the thing. He used to just be somebody who went out there and, made jokes and made people laugh. And yeah, called out people and maybe was a little mean to them, but not in a way that you should be out there flogging yourself in public. I can't believe I did this.
He has to. It's a requirement these days. Or his social credit score goes down.
Right, yeah. All right. I'm trying to find the thing, so keep talking.
Oh, what's going on, chat?
Oh, you know what? I have something instead of you having to do that. Jim Brown died.
Who?
Jim Brown. Very famous NFL player. One of the best running backs to ever put on a jersey. But you probably know him more as an actor. You've seen I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker, right?
Long time ago, yeah.
Do you remember Hammer and Slammer?
Nope.
One of them was Isaac Hayes.
Yes.
The other one,
Hayes, I know.
The other one was Jim Brown. He went into acting and did some stuff like that. A couple of blaxploitation things back in the.
Oh, this guy. Yeah. Okay. I just looked him up.
Yeah, you know who he is.
Yeah, I didn't know his name, but
yeah.
I know him from seeing him on tons of stuff.
Man, I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker was such a big part of my young life. I've even seen the movie Hammer, Slammer, and Slade. That was a Fox made for TV movie based on those three characters from I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker.
Huh.
But it doesn't work because they can't swear and they have to be much nicer in the show. But yeah, I've even seen that.
They could. Everybody's playing up his NFL thing. They could have just said he was in The Running Man. I would have known who he was right away.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. For us NFL fans, he is a very special figure in the NFL. he was the running back until O.J. Simpson comes along. And then you have people like Marcus Allen and Barry Sanders years and years later, but he's the OG, man.
Yeah, more importantly, this guy was Slaughter, which was like a Shaft knockoff.
Oh, was he?
3 The Hard Way, if you haven't seen those, and Small Soldiers, great film, underrated. He's been in a ton of really fun movies.
Yeah, like I said, he went into real acting and stuff, and that one hit me. That was one like Jim Brown died. Fuck. And you know what? You know what annoyed me the most about it, Jack?
What?
Is that I barely found out about it. I didn't see it going all over like I believe somebody like Jim Brown deserves. I saw all over the place. Meghan and Harry almost had a Princess Diana moment.
And it's such a bullshit story too.
Meanwhile, this great actor and football player, he dies, and like I had to find it because I accidentally saw an article where somebody was talking about how great he was, and I went, "Wait, was?" Yeah, he passed away on Thursday, apparently.
Wow. Yeah, he was in Any Given Sunday, Mars Attacks, The Divine Enforcer. There's been a ton of good, especially low budget stuff like LA Heat. That I've seen him in because I love bad movies.
Yeah.
But he's even been on episodes of like the A-Team and TJ Hooker and Knight Rider. So, look, the guy's I'm sorry, he's an acting legend because I've seen him in a ton of shit. I just didn't know his name. So, yeah, that's what he said. Sure, he played a little bit of football too, but
played a little bit of football. How dare you?
Look, I don't give a fuck about football, but I do respect his filmography.
No, and this is a way he's described. He changed the game. I mean, and for those of you who are wondering who we're talking about, I will switch so we can see a picture of Mr. Brown. This is him back in his days. He played for the Browns, Jen.
Oh, bummer.
Jim Brown played for the Browns. But you're probably much more likely to have seen him if you're, younger. Looking like I'm actually too young to have seen him play live. That's how long ago he played football.
Yeah.
But yeah, fucking Jim Brown died. That sucks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch I'm Gonna Get You Sucker just in tribute to the man.
Right.
And I haven't seen it in quite a while, so.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in like 20 years.
It's a great movie. You should watch it at least once a year, like Wizard of Oz, but a good movie.
Yeah, I'd rather watch The Wizard of Oz. Real quick. Thank you, Johnny Hellcat. Mentioning Tana Montague, whatever her name is.
Mojo.
Mojo?
That's what
Mojo, Jojo. All right, mentioning Tana Mojo Jojo. We'll always bring up roasting TanaCon when all of a sudden you know who shows up standing at attention. Can't thank you enough for your assistance getting me started 5 years ago and just under a month ago. 5 years and just under a month ago. Wow. Yeah, TanaCon, I remember that. That was funny.
Tailfin says at the time he retired, he was considered the GOAT, hands down. Yes, absolutely. Jim Brown was the shit. Anyway, so let's get on to our little Brian thing here before we wrap this up tonight, because Jack, we're getting to the end of my rope.
Yes, understandable.
Yesterday, somebody put out a long list of, let's call it behaviors of the Krasensteins. And so in true Krasenstein fashion, they had to answer back, including using this picture of Robert Mueller from their, and I'm not making this up, children's book.
Why does he have penis abs?
I don't know, and I'm not sure why he was running around half naked in a children's book.
I have my suspicions, but I have no evidence. So
dressed like a Chippendale in a children's book. All right. So anyway, Brian, he says, I'm tired of explaining myself to people who are angry that others follow me. No. I'm not. I don't care that others follow you. I care that you bought your fucking followers and that you were a grifting piece of shit who conned people out of money and was able to stay away from jail because you just gave the government $450,000 instead. You are a liar and a con man, and fuck you. But anyway, and that's what I said to him. You're a liar who got booted off this platform for your questionable following, who is clearly taking direction as your posts have so drastically changed. Him and his brother now have this really weird style that they never had before. It almost looks like they're using an AI to write their posts for them. And you can tell a difference, like in this one, compared to like if he does like an anti-Trump post. There's very real differences. But it's just in my brain. He decided to answer me.
Oh.
Nope. We were banned because Twitter thought we bought our accounts. We didn't.
Yeah.
At the time, Variety wrote it, believe it or not, Variety wrote a story about the Krasensteins getting kicked off Twitter. And this is what Twitter had to say. Twitter rules apply to everyone. Operating multiple fake accounts and purchasing account interactions are strictly prohibited. Engaging in these behaviors will result in permanent suspension from the service. Did you hear me? Did you hear me say anything about buying accounts?
I believe there was something there, yes.
Not in this part, not in what Twitter said. He claims that they are accused of buying accounts. Now, if you go read the Variety article, they don't even mention that in there. They mention having multiple accounts, which is what this mentions.
Yeah.
But he never pays any attention to that other part. Purchasing account interactions. One of the ways you can tell that these guys bought their followers is they have something like 500,000 and 600,000 subscribers each, and they would get less than like 10 or 15 interactions on their stuff.
Well, they pump the follows, not a bunch of Chinese people interacting with them.
It's really interesting that he won't talk. He didn't respond to me here when I called him out and pointed out he was a lying piece of shit, which makes me happy. I just can't believe this idiot keeps responding to me.
Him and Ted Lieu can't quit you.
What the fuck are you guys doing? You have 600,000 followers and you're fucking with a monkey with 6,000. Why?
Because they're insecure people. And they know you're right.
You know what? I don't do the Twitter Spaces thing, but I'm considering it the next time I see these idiots on there. I'm considering jumping on there and asking him about this live.
That would be funny.
Just to fuck with him. I mean, just to make sure that it's brought up for the record. That's what I meant. Ty Sloan, thank you so much. If you guys like Harry Potter, what house is better? It's one of my problems with the 7th book. Is that no house is better than any of the other ones. I mean, basically, like with the Sorting Hat, like, well, I almost ended up in Slytherin. Like, yes, but you got to make a choice there too. It doesn't matter. They made it so the houses don't matter at all. Because Monkey's the only actual person that reads their tweets. Was out there. Yeah, I dislike these guys. They're con men, and they conned a lot of people out of money.
I think so.
And they got away with it because they just gave the government $500,000. Now Brian has retold that story now, Jack. I don't know if you know this. He now claims that it was civil asset forfeiture.
Is that the way of calling settlement?
Yeah, that's no, Brian.
Yeah, I wonder if those court documents are publicly available, because it'd be easy to find that out.
Well, if it never went to that, if they made a deal so there would be no prosecution, would there even be?
There would still be a paper trail saying that this was settled out of court for this much and under these reasons, because that should all be the public domain unless it's sealed for some reason.
Well, see, that's what I'm wondering, is if it's sealed. Ty, thank you. Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff don't really have a plot. No, they don't. And the only ones that you really see are Cedric and Cho. you get a couple of other interactions, but not really. So
There's a little known fifth house called White Claw, and it's just a bunch of middle-aged women drinking.
That's
I'm
the-
not
that's
going to class.
that's the teacher's lounge.
Yeah.
They still have a record of it. Yeah, but whether or not we can actually get to it is the question.
You'd have to FOIA request it and then wait for the response. So it'll tell you if it's sealed or not. But if somebody dug hard enough, they could probably find out. I don't really give a shit that much because I think we all know the story, but their revision of history is probably something that could bite them in the ass.
If you don't believe me on their revision of history about their con man thing, where no, it was just civil asset forfeiture and it wasn't worth it to really fight it because the government was coming after them. Just look at the exchange I just had with him, Jack.
Yeah.
He outright lied.
Yeah. Well, he's disingenuous in it too.
And when he got called on it, he just left. Anyhow, guys, we are going to wrap up here. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us tonight. I'm sorry if I'm lower energy than normal. It's just it's been a day, Jack.
I understand.
But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't apologize for any of the actual content, though. If I was too mean to that fucking retard, get over it. And if you want to go be mean to him, that's on you.
Yeah. We're too lazy to send you people anywhere.
Right.
Not like you'd do it anyway. You'd purposely not do it just to piss us off.
I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you for the donations. You guys are so very kind to us, and we really, really do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Anything you want to show, Jack?
I'll drop a link to a video. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for supporting us with the donations. Thank you for that, especially. And thank you for coming out night after night to listen to us ramble and rant about all this crazy stuff going on.
Harry Potter started off as a rogue, not a mage. He only took points in mage in the third book. Yeah, I would agree with you. Hermione was the only one who was really good at magic. Ron and Harry sucked at it.
Yeah, Harry really relied more on other people through most of the series. He's kind of a shit wizard.
It's not until the fifth book that he really starts coming into his own as a wizard. It's because in 1, 2, 3, and 4, you're right. Even in 4, where he's doing the Triwizard Cup, he relies on everybody else to help him.
Yeah.
He doesn't come up with any of it on his own.
He doesn't use that many spells either because he uses the little thing to breathe underwater. He's kind of a crap wizard.
Thank you again, Ty. Do you think Harry should have been Slytherin? No. Especially with the original telling of the houses. I mean, the Slytherin are. It's one of my favorite parts of the pitch meeting on Harry Potter, where the writer guy says, and there's Slytherin, which is just for the bad kids, and producer guys, why would you even have that? But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, Jack. A pleasure as always, my friend.
Always glad to be here.
Guys, have a wonderful night. We will. Oh, I'm not streaming anywhere else tonight. I'm not doing game stream. I'm going to lay down. So don't go looking for me. If you want to see us, go watch Jack's stuff or our old stuff, mine and Jack's. Just watch all of our stuff so you get indoctrinated to our way of thinking.
That's right.
Because I want to get rich enough, Jack, that some crazy bitch changes my mind and I'll tell you about this stuff later. Guys, have a wonderful night. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye, everybody. Don't do what we tell you because we have no idea what we're talking about.
It's not my problem if you masturbate after I tell you about masturbating. Don't do it. You'll go blind and God will hate you.